I'm going to call the August 20 meeting of the Conservation Commission to order. Before we do the pledge, we welcome you all. We'll be on our best behavior tonight for two reasons. One, there's a young lady here that might be interested in joining, and we're always looking for members. And number two, and more stressful, my wife is here. And now I'd like to ask you all to join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting is being recorded and streamed by Millbury Public Access Cable Television. It's available live on public access channels, Charter 191 and Verizon 26. Meeting attendees may also participate remotely online via Zoom or by phone. The Zoom meeting ID is 889-8407-2972. And for the phone, it's 301-715-8592, and enter meeting ID *6 to mute and unmute. First hearing of the evening is for 100 Rivelin Street. The Conservation Commission will conduct a continuance of a public hearing on Wednesday, August 20th at 6:30 p.m. in the Municipal Office Building at 127 Elmwood Street to act on an abbreviated notice of resource area delineation of wetland resource areas at 100 Rivelin Street. Said work falls under the jurisdiction of the Wetlands Protection Act, Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40. Ronald Stead, Chairman. Do we have somebody speaking for this project? Please be recognized. Tell us who you are.
There is no one here.
Oh, there's no one here for it?
No, there's no one here for it.
Looking at that poor gentleman on Zoom.
That gentleman is for 187 West
Okay.
Main Street here.
So what are we going to do here?
The proponent has requested a continuance to September 3rd. They do not have a DEP number yet, so we couldn't close the hearing. They only have minor corrections to the plan that I've reviewed, and so I think they're hopeful of having the hearing closed at our September 3rd meeting if they can provide the information that DEP may require for that application.
So apologies to anyone who came expecting this hearing to take place. It couldn't have taken place because we didn't have a number which is given to each project by the DEP. So we're going to continue it. So could I have a motion to continue to what date?
September 3rd. I'll move to continue this to September 3rd.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Too bad they weren't notified of that.
I know.
Yeah.
The Millbury Conservation Commission will conduct a continuance of a public hearing on Wednesday, August 20th at 6:30 PM at the Municipal Office Building, 127 Elm Street, to act on a notice of intent for the proposed installation of a distribution line pole within a public right-of-way near 4849 Davis Road. Said work falls under the jurisdiction of the Wetlands Protection Act, Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40. Ronald Stead, Chairman. And do we have the spokesman for that here? No? Did anybody contact us on this?
To the chair, thank you. We've had no additional information to contact from GZA Environmental regarding this project. So I suggest we either continue it to September 3rd, and we'll make contact with them and see what they want to do. Alternatively, you could close the hearing and discuss accepting or denying the project.
My recollection is that we were concerned about the number of trees that were going to be cut down. Is that everybody's recollection?
And the location, yes, sir.
And the location, right? So I think we should continue it and have them in. We're not gonna, I don't think we should just give up on that. And they seem to be
At the
interested
chair's
in
discretion, sure.
pursuing that. Okay, any comments? Can I have a motion to continue this one also?
I'll move to continue the Davis Road meeting to September 3rd.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Chair, I didn't hear the second. We need to get the minutes right.
Paul? No.
No?
Seconded.
Sam?
I was testing you.
Well, that brings up another point I forgot to take up with the chair before the meeting, but, well, we won't do it
I
now.
tell you, I want to state, I'm disappointed they didn't come back because I thought, well, anyway. Which brings us to 187 West Main Street. The Moby Conservation Commission will conduct a continuance of a public hearing on Wednesday, August 20th at 6:30 PM at the Municipal Office Building, 127 Elm Street, Millbury, to act on a notice of intent at 187 West Main Street for the construction of a two-family house in the buffer zone to wetland resource areas. Said work falls under the jurisdiction of the Wetlands Protection Act, Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40. Ronald Stead, Chairman. Do we have somebody here to speak to this one tonight?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and board members. My name is David Sadowski. I'm the principal of DJ and Associates, and I'm here representing the property at 187 West Main Street. Can you hear me all right?
Welcome, David. We can hear you fine.
Great. If I could, since our last meeting, we got a response from DEP, from the agent, from associate from DEP, who recognized the riverfront area and was not too happy with the driveways in the first 100 foot of the inner riparian zone, and asked if there could be an alternative analysis done to somehow not have the driveways in that 100-foot section. So we looked at, we looked back at the history of the property, and it showed that back in the 90s, the property actually had a parking area off of Bud Row associated with the side of the single-family house. You can see the cursor moving around in that area. Since the property hasn't been inhabited, and they actually put some more grindings down, they've just widened Bud Row. But before that, there was a parking area for the single-family house. So what we've done is we've rotated the duplex, so both lots, the driveway would go in and out to Bud Row. That would stop backups onto West Main Street, which are kind of dangerous anyways. I did go further back in history, and back in the 70s, there used to be a single-family garage located down where the sidewalk area for West Main Street was. That's why the existing curb cut was there. But that area had been abandoned, and they started using Bud Row. Once that became an access way for the back lots, they decided to just park the car right up on the side instead of walking all the way to the single-family house. So we've shifted. We still have the two water lines connecting out to West Main Street. There's an existing line there already, and we putting a new one in. We'll probably replace the old water line. So that disturbance would be covered. As soon as it was done, it would be covered up. We show siltation fence around one. We show siltation fence around another, so they won't just clear all the way across the whole area. There'll actually be some area left of vegetation, and then we will lumen seed when we're done and bring it back to its original. So that whole first 100 would basically go back to being natural in that area. And our area of impact is shown around the duplexes. We actually call it out as the area that's going to have the erosion control. And that square footage is under 5,000 square feet. And that's one of the numbers that you have to meet when you're working with Riverfront. Either 10% of the lot area or 5,000 can be used as a number depending on the circumstance. Up in the back top section, there may be still the old leach pit. There's an arrow that comes in right below. If the cursor goes to the right, no, go to the right a little bit more. There's a note up on the top right, and there's an arrow that points in. That's the area where the leach pit could still exist. That's why we bumped out a little bit in that area. In case we find it, we'll pump it out, or we'll fill it with sand, or do whatever is appropriate. But we'll be tying into sewer. I just wanted to put that on the plan so no work would happen, just in case it's still there. We're not sure if it was decommissioned correctly or not. That's basically my information in a nutshell. We had written up a thing on Riverfront on 1058. I answered the 5 or 7 questions, and then we went into alternative analysis and went through the history of the lot and tried to satisfy all the concerns of DEP. And I've had that material available for over a week at your office. We showed the ledge that's off to the left of the unit, so the building really can't slide that way. And then we should have the wetlands up on the top, that the building can't go further back. But we do have the building outside the 100, the inner riparian, and it seems to fit well there. We also, they asked for a 100-foot strip of undisturbed, and that would be the whole left side of the lot, all the way up to the top property line. Now would be that continuous, it'd be over 200 feet of undisturbed vegetation to allow for animal and for wildlife to be present on the lot. And that's pretty much my wrap-up, and I'm available for any questions.
Thank you. Mr. Flynn?
I believe Mr. Sadowski's been fairly responsive both to a few of my comments and to DEP's comments. He revised his NOI to include the numbers necessary to demonstrate and to exhibit compliance with the Rivers Protection Act. And I believe he's juggled things around sufficiently to create a better project. I did add to the proposed order of conditions the suggestion on the plans that they have rain barrels or some kind of cistern that collect the roof runoff, because when they were exploring, they found out that groundwater's like 2.5 feet down, so it's very shallow, which is why they won't have a basement. And later today, after talking to Mr. Sadowski, I realized that, well, if they need to dig to do a footing, they might be in the groundwater. So I put a couple sentences in there to make sure that any dewatering that was done created clean water before it traveled to any other property or public conveyance like the street. So there's a couple special orders in there for them to have a look at as they make their plans to do the development.
Okay, questions from the commission? Any questions from the audience? Any questions on Zoom? Can we get any questions? I don't think so.
No, but Kevin said no.
Can we have a motion to close this hearing?
So just as a quick question, we have it down as continued on the thing. Is that continued from last meeting, or is that, oh, I'm seeing the nod. So yes, in that case, I will move to close the hearing.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you very much.
Sadowski.
So we need to
Vote
approve
to
it?
approve.
Oh, that's right, I keep forgetting that. Could I have a motion to approve the project?
So moved. And I'll second then.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Very good. Moved and approved.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yep, thank you, sir. Okay. New business, certificate of compliance for Mass DEP project number 22240862 for soil bearings. Are we all
Soil
s-
borings,
are we all
yes.
set to approve this?
I would recommend approval of it. They did the borings. They have sent photographic evidence that the vegetation is returning. And so I have a little reservation that would keep you from issuing a certificate of compliance.
Questions from the commission? Any questions from the audience? Could we have a motion to issue this certificate of compliance?
Under the recommendation of our agent, I recommend the approval of this project.
Could I have a second?
Second.
For discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Which brings us to other business. Bruce DeVault. Welcome, Bruce.
Welcome back.
Hello again.
How you doing, fellas?
How are you doing is the question.
I am doing fantastic.
So that,
Shillelagh there.
My
That-
knee surgery is treating me very well. I got a new stick. I really don't need it anymore. If you want it, Ron, you can have it.
I might take you up on that, Bruce. You have the floor.
Thank you. I have some different kind of materials to go over with you guys today, because I would like to share my screen if I could, please. Millbury Nature Trails has started to form a, I don't know if this is working. You are sharing, okay.
Showing your entire screen.
I am sharing. Oh, good. We're forming a 501c3, and we're trying to cover all of our tracks. Okay? I did send you folks an MOU, Memoriam of Understanding, which I'm hoping you guys all had a chance to look at it. This is an important step for our 501c3 to be accepted by the state.
Just explain, just in one sentence, for people who are watching us, exactly what it is.
What it is, how can I explain this? It's permission from the Conservation Commission for the Nature Trails Committee and Friends of the Nature Trails Committee to access conservation land and maintain and police these areas for you. Because we're starting the 501c3, we want to make sure that this doesn't change on us in 5 years or 2 years or 10 years. Because it's going to be a 501c3, we're starting a big thing here as far as we're concerned, where we're going to have finances to hire people to go out and police our trails and tell us what needs to be done. And tell us if there's a tree down, or tell us if somebody's violating which we would in turn report directly to you guys. So we don't want to lose that access ever because we're forming this 501c3,
You wanna-
which is a nonprofit
You wanna con-
organization.
You want to continue the relationship between the Conservation Commission and the Trails Commission?
Yes. So what we would be required to do, which I do this way more than every 5 years, we would be required to report to you every 5 years with a change and update our changes as we move along and open new trails, open new areas to the public. Because currently, we have like 1.5 areas open to the public, legitimately. But we're working on 5 areas all at the same time. And we just started working on a 6th area as well. So the more confidence we can get from nature, from conservation, the better off we're going to be, because everything we do is conservation land. If we run into a situation where we have to make a change, we would obviously have to go through conservation first. We would never do otherwise. Other than that, the trails that exist right now that were created back in the 80s, we're still in the process of recreating them all. And with your hand, we want to keep it that way. So we put together this memorandum of understanding for you guys to acknowledge and sign for us so that we can send it in to the state that you guys agree with what we're doing. And we can update it every 5 years or every year, or as we open new trails, of course, we're going to come in and talk to you anyway. That's what the memorandum is more about, and that was way more than one sentence. I apologize
No,
for
but
that.
no, it was an excellent explanation,
Yes.
and I thank you for that.
I get a question.
Paul, go ahead.
Bruce,
Yeah?
quite noticeable that you've been on the shelf there for quite a while because of your operation, whatever it was.
Yes.
How many able-bodied people do you have working with you that can take up the slack while you're not available?
I have, I believe, 6 solid, able-bodied people that go out and play. We call it going out to play,
And they're,
what
right, and
we
they're
call
all
it.
volunteers, right?
and they're all volunteers, yes.
Thank you.
We have the one gentleman who is working very hard over at Briley, and he's becoming a very important part of our organization. He's going to be one of our board members on the nonprofit end of it. And if we lose any members that are currently on the committee, he's going to be first on the list to join us if he wants to. We also have many people that are out there, so we're forming something new. People that are out there that, let's talk about 5 different areas. We have Butler Farm. Somebody wants to police that for us and report to us at the nonprofit organization. In turn, the nonprofit can report to us and say, we have to go over there, there's a problem. And so on for Stowe Meadows, Briley Conservation Area, the rail trail, and Colton Road area has been handed over to the Millbury Nature Trails from the Bikers Association. What is it called? I can't think of the name of it. As of today, actually. So the things that I wanted to touch base on are, that was the most important one, that one thing, and I have the memorandum up on the screen. It's been there for a little bit. I also have this letter that I just want to quickly read to you if I could. This letter is going to come from the Nature Trails to the Friends of Millbury Nature Trails, which is the 501c3. On behalf of the Millbury Nature Trails Committee, I extend our heartfelt gratitude for your generosity and unwavering support. Your contributions will play a vital role in enhancing the beauty, accessibility, and sustainability of our trails, and we are deeply appreciative of your commitment to preserve this cherished natural space. Thanks to your generosity and collaborative spirit of community, we look forward to acquiring essential equipment that will allow us to maintain, improve the trails for all who enjoy them. Since the town does not provide funding for the committee, the funding by the Friends of Millbury Nature Trails will relieve the burden from the town of Millbury, you guys. We are proud to partner with such a dedicated individuals and organizations who understand the importance of conservation, outdoor recreation, and community engagement. Your support not only strengthens our efforts, but also inspires others to join in our protecting and celebrating the natural treasures of Millbury. We look forward to continuing this journey with you and invite you to stay involved with the plan on future projects and events. Together, we are making a lasting impact with the sincere appreciation of the Millbury Nature Trails Committee, and I'm sure the town of Millbury, our residents. So this letter has to be submitted to the state also, to explain that the Friends of Millbury Nature Trails is now going to be in control of any funding. And we're going to take it out of the hands of the town of Millbury, and we're going to put it in the hands of the Friends of Millbury Nature Trails, which is 6 members. And, it's 5 members deep right now, and we're going to have a 6th member. It makes it even numbers, but we can still vote, right? So this is all very important to us to make this happen, and we're looking for your support on this, okay? This letter is from Millbury Nature Trails Committee to the Friends of Millbury Nature Trails to submit to the state for legal reasons, okay? So, that being said,
Just 1 minute.
Go ahead.
A question from Jeff.
go ahead,
Has
Jeff.
this, excuse me, has this structure been approved by, like, town legal or your legal counsel or anything like that? Just in terms of how this relationship will act, will act?
That's our next step. That's what this is all about. Me talking to you because you guys are my vice. You guys are the most important thing to the nature trails. If you agree and approve, then I go to make it happen.
So I think, let me rephrase the question. I'm just, like, I know that, like, you know, like the senior center has a Friends of as well as the regular thing.
Right,
Library,
right.
Friends of plus the thing. I don't know how that structure works when it comes to things like conservation land,
Mm-hmm.
which has much more stringent guidelines.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that's already been explored by your group, or if you're working off of a template from a different municipality that's on this, or...
We're working, this memorandum agreement is something that was made in the town of Westboro.
Okay.
So we worked off of their agreement, and we're going to approach legal on it, just to make sure that it's cool. I've already given it to Connor, who is on board with it as well. So that's all work in progress, and this is part of it. So if you guys agree to it, then I think it's worth my effort to go on to the town, because you guys are in charge of conservation, so.
So to get down to specifics, what would you like from us this evening?
All I need on the memorandum of understanding is a signature, an agreement from each one of you. That's why I sent you the paper. If Ron signs off, that means all agree. If Ron doesn't sign off, then we got to start over and rewrite it. We got to make it something different.
Okay, so guess at this point, we're going to have a motion from the commission.
Can I have a question
I'm
first?
sorry, I'm sorry. Go
I
ahead,
have
Sam.
one too, go ahead.
Yeah. So monitoring of properties as appropriate through volunteer stewards, is there going to be a procedure built into this for the training or qualification, authorization, and are we going to expect that anything that comes out of them is going to go through either Dawn or the police department, if, depending upon the character of the issue that they find?
Are you meaning, like under an emergency situation? Is that what you're talking about?
So if we're looking at enforcement and reporting, but with an official body of some sort that has, legal obligations to the state, to federal tax law, is volunteer stewards, how is that going to work to make sure that you're insulated, that we're not crossing lines or inappropriately empowering people or swamping Dawn or the police department with, specificity on the volunteer stewards.
Those are valid questions. I like it. So we will have to look into that. That'll be part of legal with this memorandum. If he says it all looks good and we don't, most of the time, what we're doing is we're trimming and we're not changing. We're not digging. Even at, let me give you Briley Conservation Area, for example, because it was so damaged from the forestry project. People sometimes call it digging, and we're just skimming the top and getting things out of the way. We're not even going into a root base of a tree. We're taking maybe an inch just to get the bittersweets off of the ground so that people can use the trail again that used to be there. We do not move soil per se. We are moving soil currently at the pump track, but that was all with permission from conservation to make the pump track. We never do anything without review first to find out how we have to do it. We would never do that. Police would never be involved with what we do. It's very minor. We do have Karen had worked with us for, I want to say 6 months now, and we finally have a sign-off sheet for volunteers in the event that something does happen. They're on their own responsibility. The town is not responsible. All these things are in play, and every time a newcomer comes in and signs that sheet is good for the rest of the time that they play outside with us. It's already been figured out, and I just resubmitted to all of my board members for that sheet to be signed because it's a new one. Last year it was different, this year it's new. It will get updated regularly, and Karen is very good with that stuff. Karen and Nicole, is it Nicole?
Yes.
Yeah, they're very good, and we do have that kind of stuff on board. Okay?
Mr. Chairman?
All right, thank you.
Paul?
Chair. Bruce, you're asking us to sign off on that. Have we taken into consideration the possibility of a liability and who's going to be responsible if something does happen? I'll give you an example of, you have a little windstorm, a tree falls down, hits somebody on the trail. Who are they going to sue? Are they going to sue the Conservation Commission? They're going to sue the town? Are they going to? And I give example, where I live, we have 2 holding ponds, right? Even though we don't own them, they're owned by the town, right? Because they're on conservation, they're wetlands, right? We have to pay $900 a year for insurance, liability insurance.
That's where it would go. I'm sorry, that's where it would go.
So we're going to
to,
have to get
it would
some
be the
liability insurance.
town, that would be the town. What we're doing is creating recreation, so
Right.
we have to think about this logically and try to keep it so that we just hope that people don't do that kind of stuff. And I get what you're saying.
Right.
If a tree falls on me and I die, my wife is going to sue the town or conservation or somebody.
Somebody's going to sue somebody.
Right.
So
I
should have-
I
we
don't
should-
know how to answer that question.
well, we should address that with the legal counsel, town council, before we sign off on any of this stuff, because we're all going to be responsible for that, too.
Yeah. Well, common,
I think we already are.
I think we are, yeah.
I mean, we've had open recreation place that people.
Yeah, nothing's happened.
Going 2 feet.
I think the question is whether, under a memorandum of understanding, whether that they get covered by that as a result.
Would it alter the way that liability?
That's
Because
a-
especially because it's going to be a private group that we're offering this to. That's why I was asking the legal questions earlier.
Yeah.
You know, not that I don't like the idea, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I was hoping that it was cleared with the lawyers first, before it came
Yeah,
this
well,
way.
that's
all.
already in play, kind of, sort of, but not really. But, of course, legal has to look at this. It's obvious. I'm not asking you to sign off. I'm planting a seed.
Right.
So tonight, we'll call it, I'm planting a seed. We're going to talk about it, and I'm going to come back and with some answers to the legal part. The legal part is the scary part.
Right.
No matter how you look at it, it's a scary part, and it's just the way life is, unfortunately.
I would think that if you followed up with legal counsel, you'd probably find out we have a master insurance policy with the town
Yes.
that would cover, but we got to make sure we're listed on that sheet for the, for the beneficiaries of any particular casualty, so
That's not how that would work. That's the whole thing. They would have to be insured, the
separately.
the nonprofit would have to be insured separately.
It wouldn't fall under the town.
No.
That's something I'd appreciate if you look into
Yes,
before
certainly.
any of us or anybody in the
And
town.
I'd like you guys to get a good look at this memorandum. I don't know if you all have.
I have. I didn't have any issue with it. Like, my literal only issue is that when I know that conservation land can be such a sticking point
Right.
in the law.
That's why we're
you
doing
know.
this, because it's
Exactly.
conservation.
Exactly, and I
It's
understand.
very sticky stuff.
Exactly.
So
Especially when it comes to finances and all this stuff, I want to
we
make sure
gotta,
that
we
we're all.
just gotta make sure that we're all good, you know?
That's a good question.
I think that's one of the reasons why conservation land is restricted to passive recreation.
Yes.
So the likelihood of, anybody being sued, even if a tree fell on them, I mean, I don't know.
I just use that as an example.
I mean, if
Walking
you
in the
fall down and
woods,
break
that's-
even if you fall down and break your ankle, I mean.
That's the chance you take.
There's always somebody out there that's willing to go that shot and see if
But
they
I'm-
get something out
But I'm
of it.
glad you're going to let us wait a meeting before we sign
Yeah,
anything. I
of
think that's a good
course.
idea.
I was asked to come before you to discuss this memorandum, just
Yeah.
to plant a seed. If I could have got an autograph from you, I know it's very valuable from you, so I might have to wait a little bit. It's okay. I'm okay with that.
Mine's for sale.
And you know what else it's really important to us about is, it's more important that we're gonna be able to continue on working on the trails without repercussion from new people. As you guys leave, conservation will still be able to do what we're doing. Maybe under different rules or whatever, it doesn't matter, as long as we're still able to go out on the conservation land and
That should
police it.
really turn out to be a long-term and become a historical
Yes,
situation, really.
that's what we're aiming for.
I wouldn't be surprised if communities actually provide funding for their trails committees. Maybe that's something for the
Yes, sir.
future.
It's a possibility,
Not that
that's where the 501c3 comes into play, so that
Right,
we
that's
can
another,
get it.
right.
a different way, so we don't have to burden the town with monies.
Right. But the Conservation Commission is enthusiastic about supporting,
Yeah,
whatever you want.
I know that for sure.
Are you gonna ask for any money tonight?
No, I am not. I am, yes, I saw it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna quiz you on something that we discussed earlier, but my
God, I don't wanna
screen
get your train of
has
thought. so
not
please-
changed.
Because I have the memorandum up, you didn't, so I'll stop sharing now. And that
Okay.
should open it up for you.
All right, so I have some important things to discuss as far as the Trails Committee is concerned. I had touched base very quickly on a lean-to up at the Briley Conservation Area so that we can put our tools under a roof. So a lean-to is like a carport without sides. I want to put up like maybe a 20 by 12 lean-to, just so there's a roof over our trailer, our equipment that's out there right now. Right now, we have tarps that we go up there and check on a regular basis. If I can put a lean-to up at the Briley Conservation Area, that would be very helpful to me, and it will break down and disappear when we're done, when we don't need it anymore. That would be question number one. To run through these fairly quickly. So there's an old tin garage behind the firehouse. Perfect size for the Trails Committee. And where, I'm going to plant another seed on this. The garage that's behind the firehouse, I would like to pick it up and move it to Briley parking area. I have to be careful how I do this. The parking area that is current is going to change. It's going to end up being developed, so we want to put it in where we are thinking about putting the new parking area where there's a break in one of the walls, and we could go in there to park about the same amount of cars that fit where it is now. It's a little further up, it's on the right. I would have to, what we would do is give you a, what am I looking for? What word am I looking for?
Plan?
A plan.
Drawing?
A plan for where we want to put it and how it's going to work. Because there's a contractor coming into play up there on the other side of our property. Coming soon, actually. So the garage is behind the firehouse. We would call on Dorenzo to pick it up, put it on a truck, and truck it up there and place it where we construct a spot for it. It wouldn't be tomorrow, it'd probably be next year or something like that, after it's done. That's a seed.
It's a
I don't know.
temporary.
It's actually an
temporary
ambulance.
structure.
Yeah, well, it would be permanent if it's allowable. So, like I said, you would need a full,
Right.
so that you know what we're looking at.
Question on
doing.
that thought.
Yeah.
Have you weighed the cost factors of moving that tin structure?
We haven't even looked into it yet.
Okay, versus the Carpenters Union helping you maybe build one, or my third thought is the contractor that's coming in, if we can get him or her, whatever it is,
Yeah.
to build that for you as
Yeah,
as part of a good,
that's all up here. The seed is for a backup.
okay.
I also looked into, I'm in the process of looking into the garage that's in the cemetery that's all grown in all around it. It hasn't been used. I have to find out if it's in use. I went to the DPW. They said they thought it was full, but they're not sure. So I'm going to go talk to the cemetery board to see if they use it or not. If they don't use it, I would like to be able to store some things in there, if it's possible, if they're okay with it. That's That's in the future as well, okay? Things are moving. I just want to keep you guys informed of where we're headed. The memorandum, which we have already discussed, we're going to put that on the back burner until we have more legal information.
And we're all going to become knowledgeable about the memorandum
Good.
after tonight.
And so last but not least, the 501c3 funding. What the Friends of Millbury Nature Trails has accepted the loan for reimbursement option. You got, I think it was Jeff, at one point at the last time we spoke about maybe getting some assistance, or Jeff brought up maybe helping us. So the 501c3 funding can be reimbursed. And that's the option that we chose. So what we're doing is each one of us is donating X amount of dollars to keep the ball rolling to get this 501c3. And it totals out at around $4,200. We've already made several payments, and we're 2 payments out, which would be in the realm of $1,000. You guys weren't sure how you would be able to do it, or even if you would be able to do it. Did you happen to look into that at all?
Not yet.
Where
course
we have what do you call it, an EIN number now? Where a donation could be given?
Okay?
We do have that.
Yep.
I don't know if it's active. I don't know if we can accept funds for it yet.
Not until you're a 501c3,
Not until it's accepted, right?
correct? But the EIN is going to help you with that.
Right. So we got the EIN. We're already that far. So,
So, I'm sure that if we're allowed to contribute, that we will. Maybe the best person to ask that is the town financial officer, Don?
Jennifer,
Yeah. Can you sometime ask her about that?
soon, yes.
Because, it's not a lot of money, and I don't see why the Conservation Commission couldn't expend some of its funds for that purpose. So we're gonna look into that,
okay,
and we're gonna have an answer for that probably before the meeting, and when Don finds the answer, he'll let you and he'll let me know. Okay?
okay. I think it won't be, you guys meeting twice in September?
Yep.
So it won't be the first meeting in September. I'm thinking it'll probably be the second
Okay,
meeting.
we'll make sure you're on that agenda.
Yeah, if you can schedule me for the second
We will. Yep.
meeting in September, that would be great.
All
That
right.
way, and I will have Kyle here, who will be able to update you as well on the Riley project, which is going
Oh, good,
very good.
good.
That's going well. And I want to thank you all for your time.
Well, we want to thank you for your superhuman efforts on our behalf, and I'm glad to say that you'll be even more superhuman now that you're getting your mobility back.
Yeah, I can't wait. I almost went out last week, but you know what happened? Conversation. My neighbor had an ankle issue, and she got out of her boot, and 3 steps in, she twisted her ankle
Oh,
and tore some ligaments.
God.
And I said to myself, and I looked at my knee.
Yeah, right.
All right, I'm gonna wait a couple more weeks, I think.
Excellent choice. Excellent choice.
Taking that PT until you're strong enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Bruce, well, thank you again.
Okay, thank
Look
you,
forward to
guys.
seeing you at our
I appreciate
second
it.
meeting in September.
All right.
Do we need to move on any of the stuff that he presented to
I
us?
don't
Yeah,
No?
think
that same T-shirt is it?
Yeah.
Where do you get?
Okay, wetland sign request, Rice Road.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. A couple weeks ago, Elaine Molino called with a complaint that people were dumping around the periphery of her property, which is off of Town Hill Ave and Aldrich Ave, and she requested assistance. I did a surveillance. There is some dumping going on. I left some business cards in some of the mailboxes, tried to talk to neighbors. One called me back. I asked him to call us if he observed any dumping so we could deal with the individual who's been doing it. But she also asked if perhaps we could put a sign on Rice Road, just above the railroad tracks and before Aldrich, I never know how to pronounce that street, Aldrich Street, to encourage people not to dump refuse there. It's mostly, what I see is mostly yard waste. But I told her I would ask, and so I'm just bringing it to your attention.
So there's a sign on Aldrich Road up
There
against the
is.
fence.
There is,
So where's this new sign gonna go?
on Rice Road,
Yeah,
between Aldrich and the railroad tracks, above the pond.
I'm not opposed to that, if it helps.
Just a sign saying no dumping, or would there be
No,
a
it's gonna be-
fine included?
It'll be one of our wetland
What about, Traditional
wetland
ones.
identification signs telling people that imply that they shouldn't
Right.
be abusing the land.
do it.
Thank
Do
you.
we have to prove that?
I don't think so.
No, good.
Park Hill Village.
There they are.
Yeah,
Thank
hi, Frank Krogan and Neil Rodriguez here for Park Hill Village Homeowners Association.
Welcome.
Thank you. So we received the letter a couple of weeks ago with the description of various violations or encroachments on the conservation land that is part of our neighborhood. So now with this specific information, and Neil has taken the lead on this, but we have begun communicating with the relative homeowners that are, the cause of these violations,
The violators.
the violators, sure. And, we'll work on burning down this punch list.
What about, what's the one that the court thing was about? Where are we at on that one?
Number
That's 8 Primrose Lane.
Hey, yeah, where are we on 8?
There's a lawsuit that the town served on the owner of 8 Primrose and on the HOA in January. That's still ongoing. What I'll say about that is we've been actively seeking a resolution. As far as speaking for the HOA, we've been seeking a resolution and a way to settle that. Our position all along has been that the homeowner is responsible for remedying that situation to the satisfaction of the Conservation Commission and getting it into compliance. This letter contains some very helpful descriptive information about how to attain that. And that's where that is. That, as far as I know, and I'm usually the last one to find out, but that lawsuit is still open.
Mr. Chair, if I might jump in on
Oh,
that.
please do.
I believe they're trying to, they agreed to move the shed. They're looking for direction on the wall, the last communication I received. You may recall there's a retaining wall there. It's at least 8 feet high. It's a pretty high wall. And the response I got from this commission was that the wall needs to go away. They were looking for a site visit, and the last I corresponded with them was that we would try to arrange a site visit, but that I would like the chair or another member to go out with me to actually look at this structure and see if the whole wall needed to come down, or if, what could be done. Because a wall that high would have to be taken back quite a bit if it were removed from the entire conservation restricted area because of the height of the wall. So I just wanted some support in that designation.
I will go with you for sure. Maybe other members will go too.
And I haven't had another communication. It kind of fell off the radar. But I think the attorney was trying to arrange it with,
With our attorney. Yeah, attorney,
yeah, but it might be the zoning officer to the
okay.
building inspector.
okay.
So it's a little,
Yeah, and we're definitely open to I think a site visit would be a good idea. It would help. But we also now have this descriptive letter.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is review this with the homeowner and make what progress we can. I would hate to have this site visit be the obstacle towards progress. So let's try to make that happen, but I think for the immediate next step that Neil and I should take is to review this write-up that we've got from you with the homeowner and say, is this enough to proceed? Because I think there was some confusion in his mind of like how much of this wall needs to come down, like the entire thing all the way up to his house, which is not what we're talking about, right? It's just to the point where the conservation land begins, which is a fragment of the wall, not the entire thing.
right.
So, yeah.
That's my understanding
Yeah.
also, and I think that's the way I would like to see it play out.
My feeling has been that this problem has been being debated, if you will, negotiated up there somewhere, where in fact, it's right here where the problem's going to be solved. And the fact that the homeowner, or I don't know if he's allowed to come even by himself, the homeowner never came here to say, look, I got this problem, and can we work together, one-on-one, back and forth, in a neighborly way, which is this is how the Conservation Commission operates. And so it's out there now, and lawyers and everything else, and, I don't think it had to come that way.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And I'll say,
I'm talking to the wrong guy, I
yeah,
know.
the homeowner, as far as we're concerned, is welcome to come and speak
Yeah,
for himself.
right.
Absolutely. Or, we're also homeowners. This is 19
I
homes.
understand, right.
We're not professionals here. We're trying to keep the streets plowed and the
You might
water in
want
the faucets.
you might want to express what I've said to the homeowner, maybe he'll,
We will definitely
maybe-
express that sentiment. Yeah, please.
yeah, please, yep.
Maybe you should.
No.
No, you gotta give your name and address.
Yes, hello everyone, I'm Neil Rodrigues, I'm one of the trustees of the association. Before my comment, I'll just say that for a plan of action, what we've done is after we received your letter, we made individual packages for all affected, like you said, violators, and we sent out by email saying, hey, these are the issues identified, we need your help to solve, because we're not going to solve it. We're following up those emails with packages of letters in the mail. So, and then as a next step, Frank and me plan
door
to.
knocks are coming.
Yep,
Yeah.
door knocks are the next thing. So we'll keep you posted. But I was going to say that when you were talking about coming here and resolving and discussing, that's right. But that's the ideal situation. 8 Primrose is actually Frank's neighbor, and he hasn't had much luck. So coming here is but that's all. No, thank you.
Just a side thing. I'm pretty sure I was on the committee. What was the date when the homeowners association started?
This is like 20 years ago.
Okay.
It was first formed?
Yeah,
Okay. There we go. It's 20 years ago.
okay. I'm pretty sure I was here then. I remember that part of the legality of the homeowners, of the conservation area, was somewhere in there is a path or a trail or something?
That might be there on paper.
Yeah, well, that's my problem.
It's
We want it to
certainly,
be there
it is
so people
definitely
can
not
walk
there in
on it.
fact.
I saw that thumbs up, Bruce.
And I think it outlets on the furthest to the left circle, I forget what you call them, but you know what I'm talking.
The cul-de-sac.
Yeah, the cul-de-sac. In my mind, I have it outletting there.
Yeah, if what I'm thinking is what you're describing,
Yeah.
it's along the Mass Turnpike.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, along that fence.
But I believe it goes around and outlets in the cul-de-sac.
Yes,
Yeah. So,
I can't imagine anybody ever walking there.
well, that's beside the point.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, because the whole project, part of its reason for being and for being approved was conservation land, and that included that little pathway.
Yeah. And the write-up says, to remove debris and branches to make it walkable, which
Right.
it's our intention to comply with.
So you're gonna develop that little pathway that I'm talking about?
We can clear it so it could be walkable.
So it looks like a pathway from the cul-de-sac? If I'm right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna recognize Bruce on this. He's our trail man, he'll know.
Yeah.
I don't have a current map with me,
Right.
but there is a map that shows an egress for a trail that abuts the Mass Pike when you first turn on the road, I believe.
Okay,
And it goes down, it abuts the fence.
We're talking about this, right?
Yes, yeah.
I'm trying to put something up on the screen.
Comes out down here,
Comes out
okay.
also here. It's
no, this is
actually
private
bigger than you
property
think
here.
it might be.
This is a strip, yeah, it goes like this,
Yeah.
down, and then around.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that comes out to the road. That
Down
comes
here,
out
yeah,
to
so
the
this is
road.
all clear.
Yeah.
This is all clear. What's
So-
overgrown is this.
Yeah, so eventually, the Trails Committee will be over there to make sure that the trail is live again. What you're showing is the borders. The trail, I actually have copies of where the trail actually was.
I'll reach out.
I also, yeah, that would be great. I also have copies of the trails from the 80s, so this is how I'm redeveloping the old trails that were created way back
Don's got
when.
something up on the overhead. What's,
So,
Oh, yeah, that's what we're
Yeah,
looking at.
that's the border of the conservation land.
Again.
So where the obstructions are is in that narrow strip along,
And right up by Park
Yeah.
Hill,
yeah.
right up by Park Hill is the egress, the main egress to get in
And
there,
then,
down
yeah,
there, down, that,
right where he is, yeah.
that
Well,
one, yes.
right there.
There's like a fence that has to be moved.
that's the egress.
no, the egress is here.
That's between two houses, if I'm
It is
looking at that
between
It
two
correctly.
is,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. It's through the backyard of
Yeah,
somebody.
that's where I'm saying, nobody's,
there's a lot of that out there, there is a
and
lot
take,
of that out there.
Don, take the, follow the conservation land over to the cul-de-sac.
So if I walk
That's right, keep
here,
going,
then I walk up here,
down there, then down,
and I
Keep
trip
going.
down the hill over here,
keep going,
and there's a field
keep
here,
going.
and here's one cul-de-sac,
yep,
No, further.
and then you can go through
Down
here,
in there is where I thought there was a egress.
and here's the
Also.
other one. And all this is the largest open space,
Yeah,
yeah,
all in here.
and that's all open,
yep,
yeah. Oh, you
Okay,
got the
well-
red circles on there, yeah, that shows the obstructions, yeah.
The other large part, you should be able to come in through here, and you should be able to walk your dog all the way around if you want, and come out the other side and walk the whole thing.
oh my God, that's more there than I even realized, that's amazing.
Well, sometimes it looks bigger on paper.
Yeah,
than
no, right.
It does when you're there.
That really makes the homes there much more valuable, I would say, for sure. Great place to live. Okay, so I guess we're all set. Any questions from the commission? So you're going to work on,
We're gonna work on getting.
on those things,
It's,
right.
you know, gonna be, we got a half dozen or so homeowners that are gonna need to take care of their piece of the pie there.
right?
And I'm one of them, I gotta trim some branches.
So, where, you're gonna let us know when
We'll keep you. yeah.
you're ready to report back to us in public like this? We want to have you back?
Sure. Be happy to come to you.
Okay. Don?
Yeah, I mean, periodic update every couple months or something. Let me know where you're at, you know. You probably want to try to get something done, you know, certainly before winter and make some progress, right? And if you have questions, I can do my best to answer them or find answers for you. If there's any questions for it. Exactly where the land begins and ends is maybe a little ambiguous because there aren't always boundaries.
Yeah.
There's only a few boundaries around.
So, in conclusion, I hope you haven't found this meeting intimidating.
No,
Thank you. I know you didn't, but I'm just checking.
Just for the public
You want to
record.
know his answer if you said yes, though.
And I repeat that if there are individuals who want to come in and talk to us, no matter how serious the issue is, they might find that, we can work together, just like we're working with you two gentlemen.
sounds good.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
See you in a couple of months, hopefully. Okay. Conservation Agents Report.
I'm gonna, quick pause.
Go ahead.
What there's line D on other business first.
Line D.
I just want to make sure.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
right.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Take
thanks
care.
again.
Thanks, Norm.
I was just gonna.
I'm sorry, proposed land gift off Elmwood Street and Hawthorne Street.
So we received, whoa, that's loud. We received some correspondence, the Planning Commission, the Assessor's Office, and we received an email. There's a parcel of land in an some older developments off of Greenwood Street, between Greenwood Street and Auburn, actually, the diversion channel. There's some old developments. There's Elmwood Ave, I believe. And there's a parcel down there that hasn't been used. The family would like to relinquish it. They got it from their father or their grandfather who died in like 1944 or something like that, and they've been paying taxes on it. So they'd like to offer it to us. When the chairman and I were prepping for this meeting, we started looking at maps, and there are several other parcels in the area, one of which the town owns, and several of which don't have any owners of record. So the chairman asked me to go have a real look at it on the ground and come back with some kind of report and see if we might have an interest in acquiring it with the idea of creating more local open space that could be used recreationally. It could be fairly wet, but I don't know yet.
I think it probably is, a lot of it's wet. Took a closer look at the map, and so if it's all right with the committee, we'll let Don look into this further. Okay?
How can we accept land that nobody owns?
I think the town could take it for tax title.
But they'd have to take it first and then switch it over to us, right?
Yeah, unless we didn't care who owned it.
Just
Just the
looking,
town owns it and it's recreational area, you mean?
I'm not a realtor, but just looking at it, I can't see it has much value. But in this day and age, if there's a piece of property that's buildable, you know,
Right. Is it landlocked? There's no frontage, or is it?
There's no frontage.
Yeah.
They discontinue the streets all in that area, which is an indication in and of itself that they didn't build streets down there. But I don't know what I don't know, so.
Okay, conservation agents report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll try to hit the highlights. I didn't really rehearse this. So 50 Grafton Street, they've restored it to some extent. That was an emergency order across the street from the large building on Grafton Street. They replaced some poles while they were at it. They took that opportunity, and they've got all their equipment out of there, took any temporary fill out of there, and put in straw. So they sent pictures. It will take some time to heal. I responded to a request for letters from the environmental to the environmental committee at the state offices, the Senate and the House on MACC. The Mass Ready Act is what is being proposed, and the Ready Act is going to impact a constellation of current regulation and laws in ways that we're not sure of. MACC was caught off guard with this, and so what I asked for was additional time for public consideration and review, and to get more feedback and allow the MACC to evaluate it and see what the impacts would be. It was going to change the Wetlands Protection Act in their regulations. It was going to try and streamline it, provide a mechanism to submit electronically. It was going to remove certain activities and applications from from commission review, and the state was going to take over review of certain projects. So it was a lot, and this is in an effort to be able to respond to climate change and the need for infrastructure, or at least the perceived need to change infrastructure at a higher rate. Let's see. Well, we just heard from Park Hill Village, so I'll skip over that. Mr. Hill and I performed several site visits. I was able to convey some of the things that I know and the kind of eyes I bring to projects, so that I thought that was a good event for both of us, get to know each other a little bit. 9 Wildwood, I just paid a visit yesterday with his new contractor. This is the enforcement order for filling of a wetland. And I was able to give the contractor some direction for removing the fill there. He owes me a phone call for a follow-up visit to see what kind of progress he's making and to critique his work.
That's good, very good.
Snow update, Singletary Road construction, a driveway. I didn't really bring an enforcement order to it because they responded. They were doing a driveway, didn't have any erosion controls, right on the lake, right where half the town drives by on West Main Street and Singletary Road. See, same thing with, there was a 235 West Main Street is the next door neighbor to 1 Singletary Road. And I think he's the same owner, same issue. I asked the town DPW director, Matt, that during repaving, that they put more protections to the catch basins when they're resurfacing road and doing work around it, because they were getting material in the catch basins as they were moving them. 32 Singletary Road, this is a response to a complaint. Temporary erosion controls were not maintained. The swale was beginning to fill up with siltation, and there was evidence that it was overtopping the catch basin and possibly making its way into the lake. They said they were going to respond. I have not been back there to review it. I stopped at 128 Worcester Providence Turnpike and happened to catch the owner on the way out. Asked him when he was going to start his restoration effort. You may recall this an enforcement order. He allowed a forester to go through the wetlands in inappropriate conditions, causing erosion, rutting, and altering of both bordering vegetated wetlands and a stream, or at least an intermittent stream. They have not done anything with it. He said they could go anytime, but I haven't heard for over a week now. I did a site visit at the request of Farouk Ansari, who is a landowner in town. He owns several parcels of land. He is hoping to develop 3 parcels off of Sycamore Roads and Fink Roads.
Wow.
Access will be challenging, but he flagged the wetlands in there, and I was invited to walk them through. I walked them through. We made only a couple minor changes to the delineation, so we will see that sometime in the future.
Interesting.
Undetermined. You know about Rivelin Street and Rad, and you know about 187 West Main Street, and I reviewed the June report from McCracken Road. We're just waiting for the replication areas to come in, but the consultant recommended reseeding of some of the uplands because it hasn't grown in. So we'll keep an eye on that. As alluded to by Mr. DeVault, West Main's Old Common Road will be seeing a housing development in the next few months. So I anticipate receiving a notice of intent for that development. The parcel does come out onto West Main Street in 2 areas that I recall, but also abuts our conservation land. And the parking we currently use there is part of that property, and preliminarily it's been determined that that is likely to go away as it turns into single-family house lots. So I'm not sure what position Mr. DeVault will be in to negotiate something else, being the chairman of the planning board. But we'll be looking for some things there. There are several isolated wetlands in this parcel, as well as some rather large wetlands that are hydraulically connected to other bodies of water. Elaine Molino on Aldrich Road, we spoke of earlier, for the sign. We got a request from Jacqueline Ray Drive, needed to remove trees, immediately address adjacent to but not on conservation land. So I gave that a pass. There were some trees that were causing problems, and the contractor said you need to contact us. We just had Park Hill Village in here, so I think we're up to date on that. I just told you about Wildwood enforcement letter, that's a little redundant. And the wetland signs that I approached you for installing along Danielle Drive and Rayburn Drive, 4 signs, the DPW installed them for us. I believe 3 are on posts and 1 is on a fence at the request of the abutter. And I got positive feedback from the woman who complained that people walking their dogs there were depositing their bagged dog doo in the wetlands.
Can't have that.
So hopefully that discourages that to some extent. And at 142 Rivelin Street, I've got no further response after his clearing of the logs. I've encouraged him to pursue and come to us and discuss pursuing the replanting of the trees and the restoration of the riverfront area. I haven't heard anything. Would the commission like me to appeal to DEP again? Or should I start looking at some kind of fines?
I don't know, what's our feeling on that?
That's when all the trees cut down?
Yeah, is this the one where they just cut down a whole load of trees and?
Yes.
And
cut down
this has been a while, if I understand,
Didn't
hasn't
he
it?
remove a bunch of them?
But hasn't he removed a bunch now?
He has cleared out the cut down trees are gone for all intents and purposes. But he is tasked with, well, the enforcement officer says he has to perform some restoration. And they provided a proposal for replanting the trees, which the commission and I weren't entirely satisfied with. And he just completely abandoned the project. Since he's come back in, he's removed all the trees, I'm asking him to continue with the restoration effort.
How many trees did you ask the restoration? How many trees did you ask to have restored?
Well, he took down 40 to 50 trees. I think he proposed to replace 26, if my recollection is correct. And so I think we are looking for a middle ground on that. But I invited him back to the process to discuss it with you for reconsideration by the commission.
So he has got all those trees out of there,
Yes.
and he cut down approximately how many?
I counted between 40 and 50 trees.
And he gave us a plan to plant 26?
I think his plan was for about 26.
I don't know, really. All the effort that he put into getting the trees out of there, and now he's offered to plant 26. I'm inclined to thank him for it and tell him to go and do it.
Is there any requirement that it be certain species or types that are endemic, or anything in the order of that nature, or?
There was a proposal for a mixture of species, maple trees, and I don't know if, he removed a lot of very large white pine trees, like conifers. And I don't recall if there are any conifers proposed, not that I'm particularly opposed to it one way or the other. But there was a mix of trees proposed, and we have that. We had one hearing. He has a DEP file number and comments from DEP that we could review again at another meeting, or I could put it out there for the commission to, review and refresh their memory on. Yeah,
I would like that.
I got.
Put it
one
in the
nod.
next, for the next meeting.
Are we asking him to replicate on the same property?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this will be an agenda item for a discussion.
Sure.
For 142 Rivelin Street at the September 3 meeting.
Just a comment, the thing about it is, we would have asked him to do nothing over the course of the next 10 years. Naturally, there would be a regrowth of white pine and maple trees.
Perhaps if they weren't buried for a year and a half.
Yeah, well, because that's what happened in my property, and
I would like to think so.
there was a section I wanted to have some regrowth, so I started letting them grow. And then the healthiest ones, then the weakest ones, I clipped them. And eventually I have a little stand of maple trees. It's looking pretty healthy. And another part of my property, my Title 5 drain field on the side, same thing happened. I got a couple of huge maple trees. They just started growing there, and I let them grow.
If I may,
Yeah,
44 Davis Road, when Mr. Hill and I were there, I put in a mail to Mr. Bardier to address that his contractors were not good about the disposal of waste concrete, but I also took the opportunity to chime in and try to encourage him to cultivate regrowth of the trees that were cut down. Some of the stumps are growing shoots.
yeah.
And so I encouraged him to prune away some of the smaller shoots, allow some of the larger shoots to
Exactly.
regrowth. And he has the most inexpensive regrowth of what was there. And so he said he'd be contacting me to maybe coach him a little bit more on that.
Sounds good.
But it was also a reminder that he still has to do it.
We have a set of minutes for, which I have read. Are we ready to,
June 4?
Yes,
You have those?
we are, and I have read them as well.
We have
those
June
minutes?
4 and June 18th.
okay? Which one do we want to do first?
I only saw the ones on June 18th in the
Well,
drive.
June 4 were out there from before.
Oh, because we punted on that last month because not
Yes.
enough people read them. So that's why they're
That
not
was
there
it,
this
that
time.
was it.
That's why. Okay, so I will move first to accept the minutes from June 4th.
Thank you.
Is there a second?
Second?
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And now I will move to accept the minutes from June 18th.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm not present, wasn't there for it, so do I vote on that?
Did you read them?
No.
Okay. You
Well, we
can't.
have 3 votes, so.
3 votes,
we're
okay.
good.
Abstain.
Yeah.
So is that an abstention?
Yes.
Thank you. Trying to get our minutes
Abstaining.
clear. Thank you.
Okay. We have any
Mail?
mail?
No mail, just we did get the response from the Clearview HOA
Okay.
that they then talked about, so there's nothing new to report
We got
there.
to sign the minutes?
We will sign all that stuff
Right.
afterwards, so don't.
Is there anything further to come?
You catch me
For
out
the
in parking
meeting?
lot.
Did we have
Well,
a
there
potentially
was-
interested
Yeah,
person
I
here?
was about to ask the young lady, and I've forgotten your name.
Stacy Reed.
Stacy, do you have any questions for us? Have we scared you off? Oh,
She's
good.
still sitting.
All right.
Say Reed, R-E-E-D?
Correct.
No questions.
Not at the moment.
They'll
Okay.
come.
Well, you have Mr. Flynn, who can answer many questions, and I hope that you will consider joining us. We would very much like to have you sitting right here between Mr. Hill and myself, and having your input on all our deliberations.
Thank you.
And we thank you for coming, Mr.
Maybe
Flynn.
she could tell us a little bit about herself, and you can make a recommendation to the selectmen if she wants to pursue it.
Yeah, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
She's actually going to bring down the average age of this committee, too.
Yeah, she's got a.
So, hi,
Really bring it
my
down.
name is Stacy Reed. I live on 99 Sycamore. I am a middle school science teacher. I teach, I've taught life science, specifically ecology for the past 12 years. I'm doing earth science this year, but yeah, we take kids out to the woods all the time and try to see different creatures and learn about wetlands, so this is right up my alley. I went to Wellesley and I majored in environmental studies too, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you teach?
Sorry?
Where do you teach?
Where? Wayland Middle School. It's over by the Natick Mall. Yeah, it's over there. It's a drive.
Ways.
Well, it sounds to me like you have a skill set that would fit right in this chair here.
Right over there, yeah,
Right.
okay.
We meet 2 times a month, usually first and third Wednesday. We oftentimes go out on site visits, but we really don't have to anymore because we have a professional agent, Mr. Flynn, who does most of that heavy lifting, but we do like to get out
Field trips are
sometimes.
appreciated.
Yes.
Right? And I think our philosophy is, we're your neighbor, so how can we help you? We try and operate that way. Occasionally, we can, how shall I put it? Get,
Consequences?
yeah,
Yeah.
right? But
Might have to
otherwise,
put your teacher voice on.
There you go.
Yeah.
there you go, the teacher voice. Okay, well, thank you very much, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Pleasure meeting you. And if you don't decide to join us, I'm going to have my wife do it.
She looks so excited about it too.
I know,
so-
right?
Committee.
I think
I
we
will
oughta-
move to adjourn.
Well, we got to have his wife, you have any comments on anything?
Any suggestions on the running of?
I'm insulted. My wife actually fell asleep during this meeting.
That's all right, I almost did, too.
Move.
All right. So moved.
It's been moved to adjourn.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.